This is Nightline, and I'm Sabrina Zainal. The top stories. At least 40 Palestinians killed in Gaza as Israel intensifies forced displacement attacks. And Dewan Rakyat passes motion on 13th Malaysia Plan without amendments. Good morning. We begin Nightline with this story. A Royal Malaysian Air Force fighter jet crashed during takeoff at the Kuantan Air Base in Pahang on Thursday night. RMAF Chief General Datuk Seri Muhammad Nur Azlan Aris has confirmed that the pilot and weapons system officer managed to safely eject during the incident. In a statement earlier, the RMAF confirmed the incident occurred at 9:05 p.m. on the runway of the Sultan Haji Ahmad Shah Airport, which shares facilities with the airbase. According to the statement, the accident involved one of its FA-18D Hornet aircraft. The RMAF said immediate action is being taken and that updates will be provided as more information becomes available. The public has also been urged not to spread unverified claims or speculation about the incident. Several videos and images believed to be related to the crash have been circulating on social media. One 29-second video shows a fighter jet catching fire while taking off from the runway. Firefighters and emergency responders are at the scene working to extinguish the blaze at the crash site. Several images also show two individuals believed to be the two military officers who survived the incident transported to the Tunku Ampuan Afzan Hospital for treatment. Our headlining story now. At least 40 people were killed on Thursday as Israel intensified its attacks on densely populated areas of Gaza City, launching the first phase of an operation to seize the enclave's main urban center and potentially displacing nearly 1 million Palestinians. Among the victims of the Israeli assault on Gaza City were 4 children killed in the southern Sabra neighborhood, while an Israeli drone strike northwest of Khan Yunis killed at least 5 Palestinians. The ruthless Israeli army also launched airstrikes that destroyed the Al-Munasara refugee camp in Deir al-Balah, which houses around 200 displaced families. At the same time, thousands of Palestinians in Gaza City continue to flee their homes to escape the escalating offensive. The attack comes a day after the Zionist military announced plans to call up 60,000 reservists as part of its ongoing operation to seize Gaza City. Meanwhile, Palestinians in Gaza City took to the streets, demanding an end to the war and calling for safety and peace amid ongoing Israeli military actions that have devastated infrastructure and claimed thousands of civilian lives.
اليوم شعب غزة يطالب المطالب الشرعية، يجب أن يعيش بأمان، يجب أن يعيش بسلام. ما تقوم به القوات الاحتلال الإسرائيلية من تدمير للبنية التحتية وتدمير للبيوت وقتل الآلاف من المدنيين والمجوعين هنا، يجب أن تتوقف هذه المهزلة.
أبقى في غزة وأموت في غزة، بس أنا في الوقت الحالي وقفت هنا لأقول كلمتين: أوقفوا الحرب، أنقذوا ما تبقى، انقذوا ما تبقى، انقذوا الطفل اللي زي هذا، انقذوا من المرأة العجوزة، انقذوا المريض. احنا اليوم نتعرض للإبادة الجماعية. اليوم الإنسانية
Earlier, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres repeated his calls for an immediate ceasefire as Israel began its offensive on Gaza City.
And talking about peace, I must reiterate that it is vital to reach immediately a ceasefire in Gaza and the unconditional release of all hostages, and to avoid the massive deaths and destruction that a military operation against Gaza City would inevitably cause. Simultaneously, the decision by the Israeli authorities to expand illegal settlement construction which would divide the West Bank must be reversed.
The Dewan Rakyat on Thursday passed the 13th Malaysia Plan, or 13 MP, without amendments. It was tabled by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, who on July 31st, followed by an 8-day debate session that began on August 4th. The winding-up session, which began last Monday, involved 30 ministers with the final wrap-up delivered by Second Finance Minister Datuk Seri Amir Hamzah Azizan, who is also carrying out the duties and functions of the Economy Minister. A total of 153 members of Parliament from both the government and opposition blocs participated in the debate. During the winding up, Amir Hamzah dismissed claims that the 13 MP sidelines the Bumiputra agenda, clarifying instead that it remains a key focus under the Bumiputra Economic Transformation Plan 2035.
Prioriti yang diletakkan untuk Bumiputra akan sentiasa dipelihara. Namun kita juga kena memahami yang isu-isu yang ada dalam negara ini juga harus ditangani. Kalau kita tengok daripada segi kemiskinan tidak mengira bangsa, tidak mengira agama. Jadi kita kena mengenangi isu kemiskinan.
He added that the 5-year development plan aims to build an inclusive and progressive society while positioning Malaysia as a regional leader in digital technology through the creation of innovative products and globally competitive services. 4 main pillars are outlined under the 13 MP, including enhancing economic diversity, accelerating public service reform, and improving public well-being and environmental sustainability. The government is considering bringing back the Law Ministry. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said the move is aimed at ensuring a more structured, integrated and effective legal ecosystem in line with current developments. In his keynote address at the ASEAN Law Forum 2025 held in the capital on Thursday, Anwar said a dedicated law ministry would also enable Malaysia to strengthen cooperation with its regional partners.
Therefore, I have to seriously consider the establishment of a dedicated Ministry of Law. A step that would not only ensure greater coherence in our national legal ecosystem, but also enable Malaysia to engage more meaningfully with our regional partners in advancing the rule of law.
He added that by aligning with the best practices of its neighbors, Malaysia will be better positioned to help shape a more just and responsive regional order. He also stressed that ASEAN should continue investing in legal aid and enhancing mechanisms for dispute resolution, as well as confront new challenges posed by digital governance and the regulation of artificial intelligence. Meanwhile, in his speech, Anwar also touched on reforms to the country's institutions, including the legal system. He noted that the government must study and weigh its approach carefully to strike a balance between individual freedoms and the nation's fundamental principles to ensure that such reforms do not undermine harmony.
Institusi reform itu harus dikaji bersama, bukan keputusan mahkamah sahaja. Mahkamah beri pandangan dan kita akan teliti. Kalau selagi dengan reform, ya.
The Prime Minister was commenting on the recent Court of Appeal decision which ruled that the words indecent and offensive in Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998 were unconstitutional, a ruling the government is considering appealing. He also emphasized that freedom of speech and assembly must be balanced against certain sensitivities, such as the position of the royal institutions, which should not be challenged. In the meantime, on his Facebook post, Anwar said Australia has voiced strong support for Malaysia's role as ASEAN chair, particularly in tackling major regional issues, including the Myanmar conflict, the Cambodia-Thailand ceasefire, and Timor-Leste's accession to the bloc. The Prime Minister added that Malaysia also welcomed Australia's intention to recognize the state of Palestine at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly this September. He said the message was conveyed to him by Australian Deputy Prime Minister and Defence Minister Richard Marles during a courtesy visit on Thursday. Anwar noted that the visit was part of ongoing efforts to strengthen the long-standing Malaysia-Australia bilateral relationship, which has been in place since 1957. The meeting also provided an opportunity for both sides to exchange views and enhance strategic cooperation across the economy, science and technology, defence and regional security sectors. A school teacher claimed trial at the Sepang Magistrates Court on a charge of allegedly spreading unverified information on the death of Form 1 student Zara Khairina Mahathir. 39-year-old Siti Hajar Aflah Sharuddin entered her plea on Thursday after the charge was read to her before Magistrate Khairatul Animah Jelani. Now, according to the charge, the single mother of three is accused of making the statements on her TikTok account on August 6th. The statements are alleged to have raised public alarm, potentially inducing an offence against public order. The charge carries a jail term of up to 2 years, a fine, or both upon conviction. The magistrate allowed bail at 4,000 ringgit with one surety and fixed October 9th for document submission. A lorry driver was arrested in Cyberjaya after he lost control of his vehicle and collided with 3 vehicles on Thursday. 2 senior citizens were also injured in the accident. The harrowing moment of the accident was captured by a dashboard camera and has since gone viral on social media. Bukit Aman Traffic Investigation and Enforcement Department Director Datuk Sri Yusri Hassan Basri said the incident occurred at 10:40 a.m. on Jalan Lingkaran Putrajaya during heavy traffic. The crash caused the lorry and another vehicle to overturn, while 2 other vehicles were damaged. The lorry driver was detained for further investigation. All the injured victims were taken to Cyberjaya Hospital for treatment. The case is being investigated under the Road Transport Act. Malaysia continues to hold a slight competitive advantage in the global rubber glove market, despite the 19% reciprocal tariff imposed by the United States government. Plantation and Commodities Minister Datuk Sri Johari Abdul Ghani said Malaysia controls around 40% of the global market share, compared with China and Thailand, depending on the product category.
Ini menunjukkan bahawa walaupun penggantungan kepada pasaran Amerika adalah tinggi, Malaysia masih mengekalkan ekspor meluas di pasaran global. Ini adalah kerana dari segi tarif, Malaysia dikenakan hanya 19%, Thailand sama dengan Thailand, so kita sama. Manakala China 55%. So dari konteks ini, kita masih ada lagi, kita punya kompetitif.
Based on the latest figures up to May 2025, the U.S. remains the largest market, contributing 46% of Malaysia's total rubber glove exports. Apart from the U.S., Malaysia's rubber gloves are also exported to more than 160 countries worldwide, including markets in Europe, Japan, and China. Malaysia's national payments network, PayNet, has signed a memorandum of understanding with Ant International to broaden cross-border digital payment options for Malaysians. Under the partnership, Malaysian travelers will be able to use their Do It Now QR-enabled e-wallets and banking apps at more than 100 million merchants worldwide through the Alipay Plus network. The MOU was signed during MyFinTech Week 2025 in Kuala Lumpur by PayNet Group Chief Executive Officer Farhan Ahmad and Ant International President Douglas Fagan, witnessed by Bank Negara Malaysia Governor Datuk Sri Abdul Rashid Ghaffur. Now, beyond payment connectivity, both firms said they will also work together on fraud prevention, artificial intelligence-driven security, talent development, and sustainability initiatives. Swiss global exports fell in July, but those in the U.S. rose slightly before President Donald Trump imposed huge tariffs on the Alpine country. According to customs data, figures showed on Thursday, exports, Switzerland's economic engine, fell 2.7% last month, dragged down by a 6.8% drop in shipments of pharmaceutical and chemical goods. Swiss exports to the U.S. rose 1.1% in July, but it was a sharp slowdown from a 25% increase in June. Trump hit Swiss goods with a massive 39% tariff on August 1st, one of the highest new levies he imposed on dozens of countries.
An often misunderstood but economically vital sector. We uncovered the truth behind Malaysia's debt collection industry. How does this sector fit into Malaysia's financial ecosystem? The challenges it faces and where is it headed in the digital age? Muhammad Ahmad Hamdan speaks with Zabah Hasrin, president of the Association of Professional Debt Collection Agency. Only on Money Matters this Saturday at 5 p.m. on TV3 and stream on Tonton.
Viral flag blunder. Clinic ordered to close for 30 days. This and more from the local front after this breather.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headline.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Juara! Ada juara lagu ke-13.
Alah, tengah sedap tergantung pula. Sabar jap, biar abang yang settlekan bil Tonton.
Tak perlu overthinking, just keep watching. Lagi mudah bayar bil Tonton terus melalui bil telefon. Pilih telco kegemaran, bayar dan sambung layan sampai tak berhenti.
Hidup bermasyarakat kena ada kesedaran sivik yang tinggi. Dahulukan sesiapa yang perlu diberi keutamaan.
Perut buncit, apa punca dan kesan kepada tubuh badan.
Semarakkan Hari Kebangsaan dengan pelbagai hidangan nasi. Kegemaran rakyat Malaysia.
Seni batik dah banyak berevolusi. Nampak lebih cantik dan elegan.
Mana lebih baik, beli rumah atau bina rumah sendiri? Kupasannya dalam Soal Wang.
MHI, Isnin hingga Jumaat jam 10 pagi.
Eksklusif di TV3 dan Tonton.
Juara Cat Fashion Week TV3, Evian! Miau miau, miau miau, yeay! Si gebur-gebas berbakar ragdoll ni kini memegang tahta Super Meowder pertama Malaysia. Bulu dia perfect. Outfit dia very the Meowgistic. Siap ada crown. Catwalk dia buat juri terpukau. Sebab runway ni King Evian yang punya. Tahniah Ian dah berjaya menawan hati kami semua. Cat Fashion Week. Miau menyala, gaya membara.
Thanks for staying with us. 5 Malaysian Armed Forces officers who were arrested on August 14th are believed to be linked to a tobacco smuggling syndicate dealing in cigarettes and cigars, which was crippled on Tuesday. Preliminary investigations revealed that the smuggling activity may have been facilitated by certain enforcement officers who provided easy clearance for the contraband at the country's entry points while protecting warehouse operations from legal action. Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Azambaki said payments to the enforcement personnel were believed to have been made either in cash or through intermediaries in order to obscure the money trail. He added that this points to the possibility of a wider network.
Berdasarkan itu, maka kita tak tunggu lama, terus ambil tindakan dalam tempoh seminggu lebih ni. 2 minggu lah. Itulah kerja kami. I personally gave my instruction, go ahead and get all these people who involved in smuggling issue, whatever lah, because it created losses to the government.
So far, investigators have recorded statements from 10 individuals, while 14 companies are under probe. The syndicate is also believed to have used false import declarations by altering customs codes and product details. The raids, carried out under an integrated operation dubbed Op Sikaro, were led by MACC Special Operations Division with assistance from the Inland Revenue Board, Bank Negara, and the Customs Department at 14 locations across the Klang Valley and Johor. As a result of the operation, the MECC has also frozen both personal and company bank accounts amounting to about 218 million ringgit. In other news, a married couple were charged at the Kuala Terengganu Sessions Court with causing physical harm to a 22-month-old boy. Muhammad Saiful Ikhwan Abdul Rahman and his wife, Nur Azila Sharif Ahmad, who are the victim's biological father and stepmother, both pleaded not guilty. They are charged with neglecting the toddler, causing the child to suffer physical harm. The court granted bail of 10,000 ringgit each, with the case to be mentioned again on September 24th. The alleged offence took place in Kampung Bangul Manir between March and August 6th. The child later died in hospital 4 days after he was admitted for treatment. A post-mortem later revealed bleeding in the boy's head. A private dental clinic in Pontian, Johor has been ordered by the local council to close for 30 days after it was seen displaying the Jalur Gemilang upside down. Pontian Municipal Council President Abdul Azim Shamsuddin said a closure notice was served to the owner at 8:20 a.m. on Thursday. Now, the notice was issued after the premises was found to have violated the Pontian District Council's 2019 business and trade licensing bylaws concerning flag display. The owner of the premises, however, may submit a written appeal within the 30-day closure period. Previously, a 33-second viral video on social media showed the national flag being hung upside down on the second floor of a 3-story shop building next to the Johor flag, which was correctly displayed. A couple is in critical condition after inhaling smoke in a house fire in Seremban early on Thursday morning. The blaze, which broke out around 2:30 a.m. at Taman Permai Impian, destroyed the family's home and damaged a car. Firefighters from the Seremban Dua Fire and Rescue Department managed to bring the flames under control. The husband and wife, aged 33 and 37, did not suffer burns but remain in intensive care at the Tuanku Jafar Hospital. Their 3 sons, aged 3, 7, and 11, are also being treated at the same hospital but are reported to be in stable condition. Nicest judge in the world dies. The details when Nightline returns.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headline.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Lelaki itu lemah. Saya ada jin itu. Oh, boleh tunaikan unlimited rewards. Ingatkan lelaki jin tak cukup satu.
Lagi layan dengan Tonton Up, rewards non-stop. Nak ni, nak tu, semua untuk korang. Langgan Tonton, RM9.90 je. Baru puas.
Perasaan memang sedih lah sebabnya inilah pertama kali anak sakit yang seteruk macam ni Sebabnya satu, bila doktor cakap penyakit ni jarang jumpa. Lepas tu macam ubat dia apa belum jumpa lagi. Dah takdir saya macam ni, saya terima lah.
Tanyalah Ustaz minggu ini, Isnin, bermotivasi dengan agama. Selasa, di sebalik syariat azan. Rabu, terbit matahari dari barat. Khamis, belajar erti syukur. Jumaat, bahaya ilmu tanpa amal. Sabtu, dosa sesama manusia. Ahad, jaga hak Allah Subhanahu wa taala. Tanyalah Ustaz biar tahu, jangan keliru di TV3 dan TV9. Stream juga di Tonton.
We're back with news from the foreign front. Thailand's suspended Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra testified on Thursday in a case seeking her removal from office over her handling of the kingdom's border row with Cambodia. The Constitutional Court, which ousted her predecessor as Prime Minister a year ago in a separate ethics case, will rule next Friday on whether Paetongtarn should be thrown out of office. She responded to the judge's questions for approximately an hour and a half. The court, however, earlier issued an order prohibiting any reporting on the details of the hearing. Paetongtarn, daughter of influential former Premier Thaksin Shinawatra, is accused of neglecting her duties during a leaked call with former Cambodian leader Hun Sen. In the meantime, Indonesia's anti-graft agency arrested the country's deputy manpower minister on Thursday in connection with an investigation into alleged extortion. Now, Emmanuel Ebenezer, a member of President Prabowo Subianto's Gerindra party, has become the first cabinet member under Prabowo to be arrested on graft charges. According to the agency's deputy head, Emmanuel's arrest is linked to a probe into alleged irregularities in the issuance of safety permits by the ministry. However, it is unclear if the deputy minister has been charged with any offense. U.S. celebrity judge and social media star Frank Caprio has died aged 88. His death, following a diagnosis of pancreatic cancer, was announced on his official Instagram account on Wednesday, where he was remembered for his warmth and unwavering belief in the goodness of people. The retired Rhode Island judge, who served on the bench for nearly 4 decades before retiring in 2023, became known for his lenient approach to minor infractions. Videos of Judge Caprio presiding over cases on his hit TV show, Caught in Providence, have racked up billions of views on social media, earning him the nickname the nicest judge in the world.
Running away from somebody that used to chase with my daughter.
Could have had some effect on your driving.
Sports now. Football, the 2025 ASEAN Club Championship. Johor Darul Takzim JDTFC kicked off their Group B campaign on a strong note with a comfortable 3-1 victory over Singaporean side Lion City Sailors at the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium on Thursday. The Southern Tigers took an early lead when Joao Figueiredo converted a penalty just 10 minutes into the match. The Brazilian doubled his tally 5 minutes later with a close-range finish, putting JDT firmly in control. Arif Aiman Hanapi extended their lead to 3-0 in the 92nd minute of injury time before Shawal Anwar grabbed a late consolation for Lion City 3 minutes later, denying Cisco Munoz's side a clean sheet. Turning to athletics, 2025 British Milers Club Tooting Championship. National long-distance runner Christian Tung achieved a personal milestone by ending a 4-decade wait for a new national record in the men's 3,000-meter event on Thursday. The 21-year-old Loughborough University student set a new time of 8 minutes 15.81 seconds in London, breaking the 40-year-old national record of 8 minutes 27 seconds set by S. Mutia in the same city on June 18, 1985. Christian previously made headlines at the 2024 Sarawak Sukma Games when he dominated the 1,500 meters, 5,000 meters and 10,000 meters events, winning 3 gold medals while representing the Federal Territories contingent. He will now shift his focus to the 10,000-meter event next month with a mission to break the national record by clocking a time under 30 minutes. As we wrap up Nightline this time around, we leave you with visuals of Taiwan's armed forces carrying out military exercises and showcasing their equipment. With that, I'm Sabrina Zainal. Thank you for watching and stay safe.